SpaceX insane plan to travel the entire solar system. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we have a very informative topic lined up for you. We will talk about SpaceX insane plan to travel the entire solar system. So sit back and relax because we are just diving into the video. Elon Musk is hellbent on colonizing Mars. That's the spirit with which he founded SpaceX, his rocket company, in 2002. Musk was frustrated that NASA wasn't doing more to get people to the red planet and concerned that a backup plan for humanity wasn't being developed for when Earth becomes an uninhabitable wasteland. Since then, SpaceX has developed several impressive aerospace systems: Falcon 1, its first orbital rocket; Grasshopper, a small self-landing test rocket; Falcon 9, a reusable orbital-class launcher; Dragon, a spaceship for cargo and soon NASA astronauts; and Falcon Heavy, a super heavy lift launcher. But Mars is a cold, unforgiving, and almost airless rock located an average of 140 million miles from Earth. Astounding ingenuity is required to land even a small spacecraft there today, let alone a giant spaceship full of people and cargo in the future. That's why SpaceX is taking the lessons the company has learned over the past 16 years, and its increasing amount of money and staff, and using them to build a space vehicle called the Big Falcon Rocket, or BFR. The fully reusable, 387-foot-tall system consists of two giant stages, a roughly 18-story-tall Big Falcon spaceship and a similarly huge Big Falcon booster. The booster will launch the spaceship on top, toward space, then land itself for reuse. Timelines are unreliable when it comes to human spaceflight, but Musk's ambitious estimates of when SpaceX might reach Mars reveal his zeal to accomplish that goal. Musk has said the BFR spaceship is the hardest part of the system to get right, so that's where SpaceX is focusing most of its energy. To that end, the company is building a BFR factory in the port of Los Angeles, about 15 miles south of SpaceX's headquarters. While that facility is constructed, engineers are working under a nearby 20,000 square foot tent to build a prototype spaceship out of advanced carbon fiber materials. SpaceX is also meeting with NASA and other parties to workshop its Mars mission plans, though it still has a lot of work to do to figure out how to keep passengers safe from radiation, starvation, and themselves. SpaceX needs a place to test launch its spaceship prototype, and the southern tip of Texas gives the company a few benefits. For one, SpaceX can, presumably cheaply, transport enormous rocket parts over water by barge from Los Angeles, through the Panama Canal, to Boca Chica. Otherwise, the parts would have to be flown or driven in a truck over land. Additionally, few people live in the area, which is a good thing for a company that's filling a gigantic, experimental spaceship full of explosive liquids and lighting them on fire. The rockets can also be launched over the Gulf of Mexico, posing even less of a risk to people or objects on the ground. The launch pad may even not be on land. It may actually be that we launch from a floating platform, Musk said in September. Finally, Boca Chica is one of the most southern municipalities in the US. Getting as close to the equator as possible helps rockets save fuel, since Earth's rotation adds significant speed to a launch. During the Satellite 2018 conference in March, Shotwell said the BFR should be orbital in 2020, implying that both a booster and a spaceship will be built, shipped to Texas, integrated, and launched by then. However, Musk said in September there had been no decision on a timeframe, adding that he wanted to pull off several uncrewed orbital test launches before putting any people on board. Musk has said his aspirational timeline has 2022 as the date for the launch of the first Big Falcon spaceship missions to Mars. Each ship would first fly into orbit around Earth, which would use up most of its fuel. Then several other tanker spaceships would launch to fill the vehicle with enough fuel to reach Mars. It's uncertain how many flights or how long this might take. Mars and Earth get close to each other about once every 2 years, creating windows of time when it's quicker to reach the planet. Because of that, the best months to launch would be the summer of 2022. Musk wants the first spaceships to be full of cargo and machines that future missions would require. That stuff would be needed for humans to build facilities that can generate power, gather water, bottle up the thin Martian air, and turn those raw resources into methane fuel and oxygen for return launches back to Earth. In September, Musk introduced the world to SpaceX's first space tourist hopeful, Yusaku Maezawa, a Japanese billionaire who is paying SpaceX an undisclosed sum, likely hundreds of millions of dollars, to be the first passenger aboard the BFR. Maezawa purchased all the seats on the vehicle's spaceship and plans to pick 6 to 8 artists from a variety of disciplines to take the roughly week-long trip around the moon with him in 2023. That mission would be the ultimate proof that the BFR works. He's paying a lot of money that would help with the ship and its booster, Musk said in September. He's ultimately paying for the average citizen to travel to other planets. Assuming the first cargo, supply, and scouting missions go well, SpaceX would then send 1 or 2 crews toward Mars. We're still aiming for 2024, Musk said of such a mission during an interview on October 31st with journalist Kara Swisher for the podcast Recode Decode. Of the current mission plans, Wooster said each ship would carry at least 100 tons of supplies. By transporting far more supplies than any crew would need for a years-long Mars mission along with bulky gear, SpaceX might circumvent the need for advanced, and as yet non-existent, technologies that'd otherwise be required to stay on Mars. As with the first uncrewed missions to Mars, it could take perhaps 6 to 9 months for crewed ships to reach the Red Planet. These first spaceships would most likely serve as homes for astronauts, Wooster said in August. It wouldn't be the most comfortable setup, but it might reduce mission complexity by eliminating the need to immediately build Mars habitats. When someone asked Musk on Twitter how long it'd take to build the first permanent Martian base, something he referred to as Mars Base Alpha, Musk said, probably 2028. From that point on, Musk said in March, a colony could begin to form. This timeline has been speculative from the start, but at this point the milestones start bordering on fantasy. Many life support experts doubt that necessary technologies will be ready for people to land on Mars and survive there in the 2020s, let alone build a permanent city for colonization shortly thereafter. In every one of its job postings, SpaceX says it's pursuing the ultimate goal of enabling human life on Mars. To that end, its website hosts an image of a rusty red planet morphing into an Earth-like world. The illustration is a nod to a hypothetical and speculative process called terraforming. Terraforming is a type of climate change, but deliberate and more rapid than what's happening on Earth right now. The idea is that Mars could be transformed into a warm, wet world, one better suited for permanent human colonization if we could melt the planet's carbon dioxide-rich ice cap. That's at the end of the video. Hope you like this video, plus thank you for spending some time with us, and please let us know in the comments section below about the video. A gentle reminder: subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one, and also press the bell icon to get notified about our new uploads.